Hey everyone, welcome to the Koenig Beach House located at Point Lechuza in Malibu. This property was designed by the world-renowned architect Pierre Koenig and is built out of concrete, steel, and glass. Very utilitarian, very minimalist, and it's all about the view of the Pacific Ocean. It's just shy of 3,500 square feet, so it's not the biggest home, but it's a perfect beach home, a getaway property, and I'm excited to show you around. All right, everyone, welcome to Lechuza Point. It's a beautiful gated enclave, and we have waterfront homes, some homes that are pushed into the hillside, so many charming properties, and wait till you see the property that's actually next door. It's one of the most iconic homes here in Malibu, and I'll talk about it later. And at the end of this cul-de-sac, we have the Koenig Beach House. Now the plot itself is only 7,219 square feet. So they had to work with a limited space. That's why we have a small driveway here leading to the car elevator. It's a very interesting design. Steel frame around it with a door on the side. That way when you park your car onto the platform, you can exit very easily. And the steel platform descends to the lower level where we have the garage. Also from this opening, you can see the massive concrete caissons that hold up this house in place. And it's such an interesting design that maximizes the exterior surface area and to park as many cars as possible. Also here, you start seeing the architectural lines and the material palette of this property. We have steel columns and beams that are exposed both on the outside and on the inside, fleet with sliding glass doors and windows. And where they used drywall on the inside, they used these decorative glass panels on the outside. So the material palette is very minimalist to the point, and of course, a lot of concrete. We have a concrete walkway here that takes you to the back of the property. Beautiful board formed concrete retaining wall with the exposed holes where they had the rods that hold the forms in place. Stainless steel light fixtures that are incorporated to the wall. And here you can see the backside of the property where we have more of these decorative glass panels. And I also like how they incorporated the stainless steel gutters into the facade. I mean, even here, how the stainless steel back panel is recessed in next to the glass panels. The gutter itself, the hardware, is so timeless, so beautiful, and given that this home was built 15 years ago, all these materials are holding up really well. Now coming to this section, we have the entry, and right above they use the same stainless steel to fabricate the light box design to light up the entry, and the metal is also nicely incorporated behind the glass panels to flash this section to protect it from the rainwater as well. I'm gonna nerd out a lot throughout this tour, so many interesting and quirky details. And now, let's go inside. I just love how all the structural elements that we saw on the outside are also exposed on the inside. Whether it's the steel beams, the steel columns, connection points, all the way to the corrugated metal ceiling here, and how the lighting is incorporated within the corrugation with the same glass panels that we saw on the outside. Then here we have the steel staircase with glass railing, stainless steel hardware, polished concrete steps, and the same glass paneling is also used here with backlighting to create this decorative lighting element. Super cool. And over on the other side, we have the living room, but first, let's get the specs out of the way. We have 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, 3,463 square feet of interior space, and on the market for $14,900,000. I want to give big thanks to the listing agents, Cody Garcia and Sandro Dazzan, for making this tour possible. And as always, more information about the listing will be in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. Now, throughout the home, we have beautiful art and furnishings, and the homeowner provided me a spec sheet, so I want to read the description for these lounging chairs. One of the early classic pieces of furniture that IKEA commissioned to be designed around their expansion of stores outside of Sweden in the early 1970s. This incredible example was designed by Karen Mobring and is even more coveted today with a sturdy flat pine frame and an original tan saddle leather for strength and support. And I just love the little coffee table, stainless steel light fixture, beautiful art on the back. What a cozy moment, huh?
It looks cool, but it's comfy too. Try it.
You tried the chair?
Yeah, try it.
It is very comfortable.
It is comfy, yeah.
Now, over on the other side, we have a small storage area. And here, I want to quickly talk about the built-in cabinetry. This is how I know that the concrete countertops in this home is original when this house was completed in 2011. So when you install a wall cabinet like this, Armand, generally you just screw the back panels directly to the wall. But those back panels are generally only strong enough to carry the cabinetry. The concrete countertop here is quite heavy. So instead, they welded 2 stainless steel brackets directly to the structure when they designed the home. And the cabinetry here is attached to those stainless steel brackets, not to the wall. That's why there's a small reveal on the back. Isn't that cool? They've designed it all the way to the built-in cabinetry. Now over on the other side, we have the living room. Very cozy, straight to the point. Leather sectional couch, contemporary glass coffee table, fireplace to cozy up with the same concrete stone top, and a stainless steel floor that goes up to the floor above and then all the way to the roof. I just appreciate the minimalist palette. Everything is to the point, very utilitarian. And here they have a scale model of this property. Let's get a close up. This is the primary bedroom terrace, main floor terrace, which is right here. And you can see how the home is made out of rectangular forms. And even here, the black pieces are the steel columns and beams. They're exposed on the outside as well as the inside. And given the location, the plot itself, and how the architect wanted to maximize the surroundings and bring in this ocean view to the home as much as possible, it was actually a quite appropriate approach to design it with steel. That way, all the surface area on the backside of the property can be pretty much all glass and sliding glass doors. Very utilitarian, very to the point, and very honest. What you see is what you get. And remember, I talked about the glass panels on the outside. This is where we have the drywall sections. So they filled these voids with drywall on the inside, glass panels on the outside. Another beautiful art on the back, this multifaceted sculpture from Jason Holman and Stefan Stump. And it's just a cozy room with a lounging chair, and it's all about the view here. The sound of the ocean, the movement of water, the coastline. This is as picturesque as a view gets. I love it. And I also love the fact that there's no TV in this living room. Because if you own a home like this, it's all about the Pacific Ocean, this view, this sound. It's an immersive gift to your soul. I love it.
Yeah, literally. You know what the good thing is? There's a curvature. So that way you can see the beaches, you can see the rocks, you can see the ocean. I think view is better than a flat beach side, right?
I'm going to talk about it later, but some of the homes on Broad Beach, all they get is the ocean because they're directly facing it. The beauty of this point and the location of the home is that you get to appreciate the coastline all the way to Point Dieu and the ocean. You get it all.
Yep.
It's a very strategic location, and that's why there was a huge emphasis on making sure that this side of the home is all glass. And that's also why they left this section open to create this 2-story ceiling. Now you may ask, how did they accomplish this? Remember the rectangular forms? They pushed the forms on the second floor slightly back and created this gap where they have the 2nd-story windows. Now the first floor and the second floor is flooded with natural light. Those bedrooms still can enjoy the ocean view, and because the weight distribution and the steel frame of this home is so straightforward, they actually left some of these pieces in place. And these are obviously very strong steel columns and beams, and I just love it. I love that they're exposed. I love how honest the structure is. And given that we're by the ocean, all these steel columns and beams are epoxy coated, and epoxy literally etches into the steel. It glues itself, so it protects it from rusting. Now, before we go to the dining area and the kitchen, why don't we go check out the main terrace? This is a magical space. The ocean, the sound of the waves, and the scenery. I can spend the entire day here. And given the square footage of this home, it's actually a very good sized terrace. Just like the home, all fabricated out of steel, whether it's the frame, the railing with the glass sections, and even the flooring. The metal grating here is great because it allows rainwater to go down, better for ventilation because the floor here is not closed off. And given the openness of this terrace, it helps with the experience. The location of this home is one of its most important qualities because we're embedded into this bluff. The landscaping comes up to this level and gives a little bit of privacy to mature trees, palm trees down below, and the rock formation, the waves, the coastline, the hillside on the back. This is what people imagine when they think of that dreamy Malibu beachfront home. This is it, this view. And we also have a motorized staircase that gives you direct access to the beach. Whether you just want to sit down, relax, drink your coffee or your tea, read your book, don't play any music, and just enjoy this property. I'm obsessed. I love this. Now let's quickly showcase the other side. Again, we have a small seating area here. This section cantilevers out, no deflection. These steel beams are quite strong. Now, on the other side, we have a very iconic property. This is Beyer House. It was designed by John Lautner, which is one of the most important architects in LA history and in the world. And it was built in the early 1980s. It is situated on the point of the entire bluff, gets unobstructed views with beautiful grounds and mature trees, and its curvy architecture. It follows the contour of the land. The living room that faces the ocean is absolutely breathtaking. Took 8 years to complete, and towards the end of the project, John Lautner was actually fired from it. I'm assuming because it took so long and it went over budget. But regardless, it's an iconic piece of Malibu and Los Angeles history. I believe Sam Zell, who recently passed away, rest in peace, and his family owned the property. So if anybody has access to the homeowners here and can put us in touch, I would love to tour this home with the homeowner or the property manager and bring this experience to all of you. But yeah, this is pretty amazing. House might be a little over 3,000 square feet. It packs a lot of punch and offers you a lot of different experiences. Kitchen and dining area is all open. Beautiful table here with a glass top, just like the glass panels that we've been seeing throughout. Comfortable seating, amazing view. And Armand, come over to this side. We have 2 Juliet balconies. We can open up the sliding glass doors. It's a lot of natural light to come in and just to enjoy the view a little bit more, given that the center section here is all fixed. Of course, your curtains are nicely incorporated within the beams. And then we have an access point here that takes you to the side of the property, which then leads to the lower level terrace. Now next, I want to talk about the kitchen. Dual elevation. Again, I appreciate the concrete countertops, these wooden stools. And over on the other side, you can see the stainless steel appliance package, the fridge, the built-in oven and the microwave, induction cooktop, same glass paneling now being used as a backsplash, vent above wrapped with the same wood veneer with stainless steel cabinets on each side, and then your sink, dishwasher, very utilitarian, straight to the point, and this view. Now, going to the other side, behind the kitchen, we have another small seating area. The sliding glass door here opens up to the entry. And over on the other side, we have this gorgeous desk. If anybody knows the brand of this desk, leave a comment down below. I want to buy one of these. Exquisite. Beautiful joinery, curved corners, walnut millwork, and just enough openings for you to run all your wires and cables. Now here we have a powder room, same glass paneling, and there's a good amount of space on the other side if you want to turn this into a full bathroom. And over on the other side, we have a floating vanity with a concrete countertop. I really like the first floor and really this home. That's the steel plate that brings your car to the subterranean garage. The gate here rolls to the side and opens up to this space. Concrete floors, concrete ceiling, glass light panels are also incorporated to the ceiling. And over on the other side, we have the main electrical panel and control panels for the solar system that's on the roof. The solar panels pretty much covers the entire roof of this property. And you can easily park a sports car here, plus few bicycles and motorcycles, and store all of your water and surfing equipment. On the other side, they have a generator and all the access point to the utilities. Now, going to this side, we have the staircase. I'm going to hold the door for you. And the hallway here first takes us to the screening room. paneled fabric walls, TV, 2 couches. Look, it's a small room, but it's nice to have a dedicated room to watch a TV, watch a movie. And Armand, I have a question for you. Why do they have split AC units like this throughout the home?
Let me check. I'm not sure about the AC, I'm sorry.
Okay, so because the structure of the home is all exposed, right? The steel beams, sliding glass doors, you have no place to hide the air conditioning ducts. That's why they have dedicated units like this, because there's no space to put the regular central air conditioning system.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. Now, over on the other side, storage closet. To our right, we have the laundry room, washer, dryer, vanity. And here we have one of the 4 bedrooms. It actually comes with a powder room. There's no shower here. Same style vanity, concrete countertop, glass panels. Great view of the Pacific Ocean though, and a nice Fleetwood sliding glass window. And over on the other side, we have a Murphy bed. A bed that collapses into the wall if you want to use this space for something else. Split AC unit, and given that we have a concrete ceiling, we have metal conduit and a metal box for these light fixtures. They're actually custom designed for the home. It's the same glass paneling, Armand. And I have a question for you. How do you think they've attached the cabinetry here to the concrete wall, Armand? Because you cannot just drill into concrete, right?
Yeah, they planned that before.
No, good thinking.
Good thought.
Good thought, but they've actually drilled these holes and ran these blue screws into the wall. Normally, you cannot screw into concrete, right? These are actually specialized screws called Tapcons. I've used them a lot when I was building homes in Texas. And you drill a hole that's slightly smaller than the diameter of the screw, and it has a special teeth, and it's galvanized, I believe, so it doesn't corrode. And you can actually screw it directly into concrete with an impact driver, not a regular screwdriver. So you can use the impact to fracture the concrete enough to make sure not only you can go through the opening, but it actually holds it in place.
Wow.
It's very difficult to install these screws. You drill a little too much, then they're loose. You drill a little too tight, then the screw doesn't go in and breaks your impact driver. I had to use the screws so much in Texas because they're generally compliant with hurricane standards as well. So once you install them well, they hold up really well. And as you can see here, it's holding up the bed frame in place. I'm teaching you a lot on this.
Oh no, that's good.
Given that the house is 3,500 square feet, I got to pack it with all this information.
Yeah.
Sometimes people ask me, Enes, we want to give more details. Well, if the house is really big and I start speaking a lot, then the tour ends up being 2 hours. So I pick my battles. But in this home, there are so many interesting and quirky details like this. Now we got to go check out the lower floor terrace. Now we can really hear the ocean. Over on this side, we have a gate that leads you to the staircase, which then takes you to the beach. Ipe decking, outdoor dining area, that's the sliding glass door from the lower level bedroom. And underneath the main terrace, we have a small dipping pool, lounging beds, and again, this section also cantilevers out. And behind the glass panels here, they have the pool equipment and some of the other accessories. I love that even the planters are all concrete. A little barbecue station and the view of the Pacific Ocean. This level is a little bit more discreet, embedded into the bluff, and trees are doing a really good job providing additional privacy, but you still get a great outdoor space for tanning, lounging, relaxing, and more importantly, you can really hear the ocean. Now, I want to quickly talk about the house from this angle. They've maximized all of the surface area to capitalize on the view. Here we have the primary bedroom terrace, again cantilevers over. The view from that corner is unobstructed and truly breathtaking. And that's pretty much it. You have 3 different terraces and an access to the beach. Now let's talk about Pierre Koenig, the architect of this property. He was an American architect and he was also a professor at USC, which I found out through my research. He built 43 homes in total, mostly in the Los Angeles area, and 2 of his most notable projects are Case Study 21 and Case Study 22, which were homes that were part of the case study program. And in case you don't know what case study is, it was a program that was established in 1945, and it was a housing experiment after World War II to create replicable, affordable housing using materials like concrete, steel, glass, and wood. So these were homes that were simple in construction, but sophisticated in design and focused on future of living. They were very much about indoor-outdoor flow, connectivity to the surrounding landscape, and case study 22 is the Stoll House, in my opinion, one of the most iconic properties, not only in Los Angeles, and also in the world. And this was the last project he ever worked on. He designed it in 2004, and then he passed away. And his wife then recommended James Tyler, who is another architect, to complete the design, and they finished the construction in 2011. It's a 15-year-old home. And here's another really interesting story. The reason this house was commissioned is because Michael Lafetra bought the Bailey House, aka Case Study 21. And he was really inspired by the property. And then he built a relationship with Pierre Koenig. And then he commissioned him to design this home.
Wow, what a story.
It's an incredible story. So it's a piece of iconic Los Angeles Malibu real estate. So it's not just a home. It's a piece of art. It's a piece of ingenuity. And that's why I've been nerding out throughout the tour, to showcase these clever features and construction techniques and how they built this home. It's really simple in its design. Steel, concrete, glass, and that's it. All the rooms are modular. It's all about maximizing efficiency and making the best of the envelope and the plot. So that's Pierre Koenig for you. All right, now let's take you guys to the beach. Gate opens up, and this is the retractable bridge. So when you're done using your staircase, you can just lift it up. And that closes off the access to your property from the beach. And there you go. This is super clever. I love it. I love it. And it's also built out of steel, super durable. And you can see how this steel beam extends out and the hydraulic pulls the staircase up and down. Now we transition to the stone staircase, which is actually built onto the bluff. All these posts are stainless steel. Like imagine waking up in the morning straight to the beach. And it's currently high tide. When we arrived this morning, it was low tide, and we should have toured it then because you could have easily walked all the way to the other side to the sandy section. I mean, I love this. This is Broad Beach all the way to Point Dume. Just think of waking up in your bedroom, going to the terrace, getting that fresh Pacific Ocean air, going down, having your tea, coffee, getting your day started, and coming down here for your morning walk, all within your property.
Even just sitting on the stairs too.
Yeah, or just
Literally.
sitting down here. I would create a little platform like a meditation deck, read your book, and just meditate to the sound of the ocean. Or go to surf right in front of your house. The kid in me just wants to go to the beach. Like, say all you want about the home. This is why people choose Malibu. This is a pretty surreal experience. And the fact that you are just a walking distance from the Broad Beach, one of the most exclusive beaches in this country, it's so special. All right, the top floor. This is where we have 3 bedroom suites. To our left, we have the first full bathroom. Again, the same polished concrete countertop. Mirrors nicely recessed into the wall with built-in LED lighting. We have the built-in tub here with the same glass paneling that we've been seeing throughout, straight to the point. Now, over on the other side, we have the first bedroom suite, another Murphy bed. So the cabinetry tucks into the wall if you want to have the space open, small seating area, same corrugated metal ceiling, glass panels to light up the room. Because I have another question for you, Armand. Why do they have these glass panels, or why do they have them often throughout the home?
I don't know. I think there's a trick question.
Because they wanted to leave the ceiling open. There's nowhere you can technically attach the light to the surface, but there's no place to put the actual light fixture.
Wow, interesting.
Because that's the roof above.
Yeah.
Hence the light panels.
Wow, that's cool.
It is pretty cool, right? Double-sided fireplace, TV, and I talked about the double height ceiling on the main level. Again, you see how this wall is pushed in to create the ceiling opening here, but you still have windows on the other side so you can still enjoy the view. And even there's a cute Juliet balcony with a glass railing so you can enjoy the openness. And this is where they have the blackouts, nicely tucked into the steel beam above. This is so cool. All right, now over on the other side, we have the second bathroom. Same flooring, massive picture window assembly, floating vanity here with another concrete countertop. Now, Arman, I have another question for you. How do they make these concrete countertops?
I think you're going to tell me.
Okay. Now, there are two ways to make concrete countertops. First way, you build your mold into the vanity. You screw the MDF on the bottom, you put your rebar, and then you pour the concrete on top and you smooth it out here on the spot. And it stays that way. Or number two, you fabricate it outside and then drop it in here. That means you would have to build your mold outside, finish pouring, and then bring it over here. I like the second technique because that way I can use the bottom side of the form. So when I pull out my concrete countertop, it pulls out perfectly. I built a lot of concrete countertops back in 2016, 17, and I love them. They're durable, and then you either use a sealer or a concrete wax to seal the surface so the water doesn't penetrate.
You know, I want to see you in the construction zone. That
I know, one day.
Like one day, pour the concrete and all that. Like I
know, I gotta make a video showcasing some of my construction skills. I mean, I framed walls, poured concrete, rebar, plumbing, electrical, roofing, drywall, tile. I don't know if there's anything that I actually haven't done. Asphalt, grading, site work, literally, I've done it all. And I really enjoy it. That's what makes me appreciate these homes and what it takes to build them, really. I'm like a hopeless romantic. When I tour these homes, I just get excited to showcase all of these details and what it took to build them. I'm not so worried about how much it costs or whether it justifies the value or not. I'm just more interested in the people that built it.
Yeah, that's why you explained it pretty well.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that the effort that goes into these homes are talked about.
Yep.
That's it. Now we have a built-in tub here with the same glass paneling. Looks very modern. I also want to showcase the casement window here. Can you go to this side? Look at this direct view from your bathroom. Look at that coastline.
Wow, this is great.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine starting your day with that sound. That's what you're paying for. All right, let me close this. All right, now over on the other side, second bedroom suite, another queen size bed, glass panel lighting, split AC unit. Now you know why.
Yep.
Corner TV, double-sided fireplace, and I love this design element. For this bedroom, they built a bridge using the same metal grating. Fleetwood sliding glass doors open up, and you can still enjoy the view even from the second floor. Armand, do you see the kite surfer over there?
Yes, I just saw
Now
it.
he's really enjoying Malibu. Yeah. He's doing it the right way. He's on the water, appreciating the wind and the waves, and of course the water. Reminds me of my old days.
You think this wind is enough to do windsurfing?
Yeah, you can easily windsurf.
Yeah.
I mean, what a way to start your day. You wake up, walk the bridge, open up the Fleetwood door, hear the ocean, get this fresh breeze, and get your day started. Now welcome to the primary bedroom. King size bed, this really cool wood art, mood lighting throughout that's incorporated into the beams. A good sized room with a seating area up front, another fireplace, and a bridge that takes you to the deck. And given that we're right on the water and we have this unobstructed view, this primary bedroom is as private as it gets. From the beach, you won't be able to see it here, but it's quite pushed in, has its own split AC unit. And I just think it's so cozy, and I want to come over to this side. So I get the flue here. Why there's a flue on the other side, Arma? I'm really challenging you on this one. You know how I talked about everything is modular and everything is utilitarian?
It's lower level.
Exactly.
Yes.
So because it's down below, exactly down below this fireplace.
Yeah.
And that's why they're running
I'm getting there.
You're getting there, exactly. While we're here, we also have our candle. I have to say, I wish more people can get a chance to smell our candles. So this is 02, Bergamot Rose. And I'm not saying this because this is my candle brand, but this candle smells incredible. Every time I gift it to people, I give it to people, I just wait for their reaction, and I say it literally every time. I'm like, if you don't like it, please be honest.
I would be honest. I don't know how to pretend. Ooh, that's nice.
I'm trying to make this the best candle possible. Like, I beg for them to be brutally honest, and everybody loves this scent. If you want to support us or check out our candles, please go to nuarehome.com. Scent 1, Scent 2, Scent 3, and hopefully by this point our Scent 4 will be done as well. We just make amazing candles, and we hand pour them in Los Angeles from us to you. We make it with love. All right, before we check out the terrace, I want to quickly take everybody here so we can check out the primary bathroom. Now, to my right, we have the walk-in closet. Let's quickly show it. Built-in cabinetry, and again, exposed steel beams. It's so fun. I feel like if I lived in this house, I would constantly lift myself up.
I think you're missing working out.
I know, right? Like, you see, you buy this home, you enjoy the beach, you work out all the time, literally. Primary bathroom, 2 sinks, concrete countertop, built-in LED lighting within the mirror, freestanding tub. Remember the glass panels on the outside? Now they're on the inside as a back wall. Least amount of materials, most amount of usage. It's pretty clever. And there's another casement window here for some ventilation. And of course, glass enclosed walk-in shower featuring the same light blue glass panels. Look, I know this home is not for everyone. It's smaller on square footage. It's quirky. It's very architectural. And it's a very polarizing home. But giving what we've talked about, mid-century modern, case study, Pierre Koenig, his vision here, how this is his last project before he passed away. There's so much history, intricacy, pedigree, and art to this home that I really appreciate. It's not for everyone, but for the people like myself who like architecture, who likes construction and things that are designed and built well, I personally love it. Now, Irma, let's go check out the bridge. Again, we're walking above the former living room. Fleetwood sliding glass doors open up to the terrace. We measure price in square footage, but not in feelings. And maybe to a degree that's actually wrong, because how you feel being on this terrace, feeling the air, the sound of the water, the view of the Pacific Ocean and the coastline, it's an immersive overload in the best way possible. I would kill to have this terrace as part of my daily routine. I would love to be here over a weekend, lounge, sunbathe, and just be in peace and be so close to the nature with the qualities, amenities, and luxuries of an architectural home like this. Not too big, not too small, enough for few people to really enjoy and cherish life. That's what this property is all about. The way it's built with steel, glass, and concrete makes it relatively easy to maintain, given that this home is right by the ocean. It will be here for generations to come, and I hope the next owner really enjoys it. It's a perfect getaway home. It's a perfect second home. It's really a perfect Malibu beach home. And yeah, I will never get tired looking at this view. All right, everyone, that's it for the tour. I hope you've enjoyed those dusk shots. It was a really fun day touring a home that's actually below 5,000 square feet. I feel like it's been a while since we haven't toured a home that's more compact, to the point, and utilitarian. Beyond that, I really like how this home is constructed. Use of concrete, steel, glass, materials that are very durable and timeless. And beyond that, it's an iconic home designed by Pierre Koenig. Connection to the surrounding landscape, and the fact that you can hear the sound of the ocean, sound of the waves throughout the property is just magical. I also want to give big thanks to the listing agents Cody Garcia and Sandro Dazzan for making this tour possible. And as always, you can find more information about the Koenig Beach House in the description of this video. Make sure to check it out. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.